Congratulations, Hip, on being adopted, right? Getting to tattoo your father. Congratulations on graduating TBM and becoming an official coach of TBM. Congratulations on 9 fucking years clean. And congratulations on impacting the whole fucking tattoo industry with us just by you being you. We fucking love you, man.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hip here, coming to you with another episode of the Tattoo Guardians podcast. And today, I share some wins at the beginning, and we get into this elusive thing that we call TBM. What the fuck is that? I don't know, it's a head scratcher. But if you keep listening, you'll find out. And also, Joshua Carlson drops a bomb. He's taking 20 lucky real tattooers. So put your inner scratcher aside, because he's going to dump knowledge into you when he begins his seminars to teach you all he's learned in his 33 years of experience. There's that and so much more on this episode of the Tattoo Guardians podcast. So stay fucking tuned.
Hello, brother. How are you guys?
Hey.
We're back. It's good to see both of you. Always. No matter what, you guys fill me up. You know, you really do. My spirit, my soul, my tank. You two have both become brothers no matter what I'm going through, what I'm facing. If my tank's full or if I'm running low as fuck, you guys are the safe brothers in my life that can make me feel accepted and comfortable no matter where my tank or energy is at. And if it's low, you guys usually invigorate it and fill my tank. And you've already done that even before we hit record today. So thank you both.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you. That's so awesome because, like, how hard is it to make any kind of actual real friends really at this stage of our lives? You know what I mean? I've always noticed that as somebody that's moved around a whole lot, like, basically, if you don't, like, work together, like, on a daily basis or live super close together, man, it's almost impossible to actually make a real friendship as an adult, you know?
Yeah, man. Hang out with you guys for all the senior citizen discounts. Tight. Yeah, man.
I'm waiting for that day, man, when I'm like in a line somewhere and they're like, you want the senior citizens discount? And you guys will see me on the fucking news that day. Motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm all pulling out my AARP card.
Matt's like, well, yes, I do. And do you validate parking?
That's right.
What does that mean? Validate parking?
Oh, it just means like you got to pay. I think I'm right. You got to pay to park somewhere, but if you legitimately go into the business, then they like validate it. Meaning, I don't think you
reimburse
have to pay.
Right. No, I mean every establishment's different. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of like if you actually come to this business, you don't have to pay for parking. You got to pay out there in case you're parking to go anywhere. But if you come here, we'll give you your $3 back or whatever.
Right. I bring it up because it's funny because like it's always $2 or $3, but people will fucking get fighting mad over it. You've heard me talk about it in the past. Like they'll come in and they'll complain about like, you know, I bought this here and it's defective and I want my money back. But do you validate parking? You know, it's like.
Oh man,
Gotta get in where you can fit in.
Jeez, dude.
So I got a couple wins. One is still in the future, but if everything goes as planned today, it'll work out the way it's supposed to. First win is yesterday. I celebrated 5-year anniversary of when my stepfather adopted me as an adult. It was part of my amends process to take on his name and give it the respect it deserves. Yeah. And I got to tattoo him, first tattoo ever. Wow. And I offered it up to him on Christmas for a present, and I did it away from my other siblings because I didn't want him to feel pressured. And I was like, look, no worries. Like, if you want it, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. I just figured it'd be like a cool little gift. And he was like, yeah, I'll totally do it. But let's schedule it for March 7th. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. So I got to do that yesterday. Futuristic win will happen tomorrow. I have 9 years clean.
Wow. Fuck yeah, man. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you, man, for real.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that
Not-
you're calling that a futuristic win because it's tomorrow. Fucking, you just hang on one more day, Hip.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
it's
Hey.
you know, my plans are to not use and
Yes.
fucking go home and lay my fucking neck down and do some designs and then
Yeah.
wake up with 9 years.
Jeez.
9 years.
Congratulations, brother.
Thanks.
That's
Yeah.
so huge. You're an inspiration to me, to Josh, so many people, all of our listeners. Dude, that's fucking huge.
And 9 years just on its own, the merit of that is amazing. But like, look what you've done in those 9 years too.
Man.
Like, you know, it's not. I mean, that's being just clean is enough. You know, I would as a non-addict, I would assume that is still enough.
Right.
But what you've accomplished with your life, holy shit.
And, you know,
Man.
I appreciate that because, you know, we say a day clean is a day one. But I don't know, like, it ain't our practice life.
Come on.
So
Right.
I always had like that demon, like, you're on borrowed time and you've wasted this much time of your life. So like, what are you going to do to like get it back? And
Yeah.
luckily my higher power's in the restoration business.
Come
and,
on.
You know, I would always like see people that I grew up with and they own houses and they do shit and they pay their bills. And I just glimpses of humanity. I'd be like, man, I want that. And in 9 short years, I've accomplished that and more. And like the blessings and the gifts keep happening because I keep putting the right foot forward and like taking necessary steps to keep what I have. And a big part of that is by giving it away as much as I can.
You just spitting fire everywhere right now.
And you know, in this industry, I used to think that no one did this shit. Like I was the only fucking nerd that was gonna like at the after party eat his burger and fries and like slap a couple hands and go back to the hotel, only to start realizing how many people are actually like on the same journey as I am, and have been on it longer than me or are new to it. I got a message from an anonymous listener from this podcast. They gave us a shout out that like it changed their lives and they put themselves into treatment and got out.
Wow.
And I'm not going to disclose their name for anonymous reasons, but we see you and we need you. So like things like that, dude, if when I was sitting in fucking jail and treatment, if they would have been like, hey, you're going to do a podcast with Matt Clemmer and Joshua Carlton and like be impactful for the good in the world, I would have been like, first off, who the fuck's Joshua Carlton and who the fuck's Matt Clemmer? And I don't give a fuck about being impactful for the world. I just need some spare change for this Four Loko I'm going to get when I get released. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. I'm seriously proud of you, like for real. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but when we set out to do this podcast, like, I mean, it sounded awesome. It sounded fun. You know, I'm like, yeah, a tattoo podcast. Like we were already talking kind of like this and it was vibing, but I don't know any other way to say this without sounding a little bit prideful, but I didn't know that we would be impacting people's lives like we have. So for those listeners out there, if we've touched you in some way positive like that, like, wow, like, I don't even know. I don't really have words, as you can clearly see right now. I'm stumbling on it. I just didn't know because it's daily for all of us that we get these messages, changing lives, giving people permission. I think HIP's journey has been extremely, like, critically important to some people out there, artists and non-artists alike. I didn't know. Did you guys know that? Did you think that was around the corner?
Dude, so I didn't know it was going to be I knew it was going to be cool for sure because it's just like some tat dudes sitting around talking shit. It was amazing because like, fuck yeah, Joshua Carlton asked me to do this, and he also asked my mentor to do it too. So like, who better to do it with than fucking this group right here? So like, cool, yeah, we're just going to sit around. So that's what made it awesome. And it was cool because it's like about tattoos. Of course it's cool, duh. But if we were to write down what we wanted, we would have been robbing ourselves to where it's at now. And, you know, who knows where it's going to go. And again, I totally get it because, like, I still have yet to receive any bad or negative feedback.
Well, now it's coming.
Well, I got you. I got you, Blair.
Matt's just hoarding all of them.
That's right. You're welcome. I've been shielding you from it.
He's
the
like,
whole
I'm
time.
taking these for you all.
Man, so beautiful. I love this because you guys are like, I didn't know. Did you know? And it's weird because I really had to do some introspection. And I don't want this to sound prideful, but I want to say that I did know, but I didn't. Meaning I didn't know, but yet I had a knowing because I knew we were called to this for a reason bigger than ourselves. I knew we were given the gift and the opportunity to make an impact. What I didn't know was the degree or the measure of that impact or what it looked like with who, and because everyone's having different aha moments. So we don't know what we say in each episode that's going to be an aha moment or a moment of breakthrough for one of our listeners. We now know it happens every week. And I've been getting a lot of feedback because all the tattoo artists that are hitting us up to want to hear more about TBM, and then I get on we'll have enrollment conversations, and almost 90% of them now have been blessed, touched by the podcast, and to hear their feedback, different episodes, or that time when Josh said something and it fucking was a game changer. That time you said something, it was a game changer. So it's good now to see the fruit and get feedback. But I knew we were going to have an impact, but what I didn't know is what that was going to look like. And it's been real interesting to see how this is continuing. It's so humbling. I'm in awe and wonder.
It really is.
Yeah.
And, and as you're bringing it up, when we started this, I know that you have this other business, TBM, and I know that you've brought it up several times on the podcast. Yeah. And I don't want to turn this into something that's just about that, but I don't know if all of our listeners know really exactly what that is. And I've seen some incredibly impactful stuff come through there recently. Do you want to just talk a little bit about what's going on?
Josh, I'd love to.
Cool?
And it is, brother, and it's great timing because we're sitting in the aftermath of Tattoo Business Mastery graduation night last night. And that's what blessed me, Hip, when you're sitting here sharing your wins, right? What was your win yesterday? It was the 5-year anniversary of you being adopted by your dad, and you got to tattoo him for the first time.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Tomorrow's your 9 years clean. This is the week of Hip. Celebrate Hip. But what else happened last night in graduation for you specifically?
And I appreciate that because I didn't want to devalue it, but I wanted you to start this thing. But yeah, there's more than just 2 wins. Every day there's more than 2 wins. But so boom, tattooed stepdad came here, celebrated. Then we got ready and geared up for TBM graduation, and
we did something extra special last night too. For the first time ever, we broadcasted live in the Guardians Facebook group to show the rest of the world a sneak peek behind the curtains of what it's like in the room in this mysterious program they call Tattoo Business Mastery.
Yep.
And it's funny because we made a little bit of flub because we wanted to invite all the future students, all the ones that want to know more, everyone that's curious about it. We invited them into the live tattoo Facebook group, but one of my dudes on my team put my actual Zoom link out there, and so all these people came straight into the TBM class. And because I only take on 33 students, I looked up and I had 3 screens and there was 70 people on. And I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
And a lot of them were students for this next round,
Right.
which then Matt allowed them to stay in to even get their feet a little bit more wet, which is cool because then they started fucking engaging, sharing wins, talking. They were very participative. Yeah. But at the end of it, and this is another win, and I think it's important to talk about a little bit about things that you stated. So we all gave everybody props and everybody was loving on everybody. And then
it was 3.5 hours of testimonials and acknowledgments.
Yeah.
Right?
Tears. Yeah. Tears.
3.5 hours of different students sharing how life-changing this journey has become to them. I mean, it was just a night of acknowledgement, celebration, hearing from their hearts. 3.5 hours of people saying how it changed their life.
Wow.
Go ahead.
And then Matt live announced that I will be the first paid coach of TBM. And
Oh yeah.
the cool thing is, and it was an acknowledgement that he gave, was that I've been showing up since he started this, while balancing, other things on my Mondays, without expectations of getting paid, just simply to be here and be a part of it. And more so, the selfish part is like to keep learning and like being retold who I am and where my power lies and like things that I forget, because it's something like that, like anything in life, anything enlightening, like you constantly need reminders of it.
So if we were to literally get a current day, modern day fucking dictionary that went to print today, and if you looked up faithfulness, it's got to have Hip's picture next to it.
Absolutely.
And that's what I acknowledged him, because yes, there was 3.5 hours of testimonials, but towards the end, those acknowledgments and testimonials all were directed to Hip, and all the students wanted to personally thank Hip for the impact he's had in their life in this TBM program. This man has faithfully shown up week after week to class in the flesh, not because I asked him to, not because he was getting paid for it. Not only did he show up, but because of what's been going on in my personal life. Every Monday night, there was a point where I'd have to leave the class and go up and put my baby down and take care of my wife, and I'd hand it over to Hip, and he would. Right. And what he didn't realize, to the degree, is that he has been in training to be my first coach that I bring on to help in this movement. And unofficially, I had already brought him on because he was here faithfully every week. But it wasn't ulterior motives, no strings attached, no like hopes that I'm going to impress Matt so someday, one day, right? Like, right. But he's been so faithful, not just this round, the round before and the round before. Like, I've been doing TBM for almost 2 years now. Hip's been at every one faithfully. And I've given the mic to pour into the students. And, obviously you listeners know how powerful Hip is just when he authentically shares. And that doesn't go away in Tattoo Business Mastery. It only increases. But last night they went to acknowledge him. It was powerful. It was so well-deserved. And I was like a proud father of the impact he's made on people. So then when that was done, I wanted to join in on the Hip Love train and the acknowledgement. And I decided to acknowledge him publicly and make it official. And I about cried thanking this man for his faithfulness, his relentlessness, and to be one of the best friends of my life, because he also, along this journey, I've shared with him, he knows all my all my fears, all my doubts, all the times I was scared. He's watched me build this whole thing and has been by my side all along. And last night I acknowledged him and graduated him and hired him on publicly as my first ever coach I'm bringing on to TBM.
Well, shit,
other than you, Josh,
sure.
Because, which is giving away a secret. But anyhow, It was fucking beautiful.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I'm sorry, totally interrupted you. Go
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's a perfect example of what I mean about not only 9 years clean,
come on,
but what you've done with those 9 years.
Jeez.
You've chosen to be incredibly impactful, and there's probably a word for it, but what you're doing is when I think there's a saying about like it's something about what you do like when no one's watching.
Come on.
About, like,
yes.
You can be a certain way, like on the podcast. I might be the biggest asshole in the world, but when I come on the podcast, I put my show on and I'm like, man, I'm the nice Josh. But maybe when I'm not, when you guys aren't on camera, I'm fucking being an asshole. You know what I mean? But Hip shows up and is the man that he is, expecting nothing.
That's right.
Right? It's a weird way to get to what I'm trying to say, but it took those 9 years to be productive and to do amazing things, and here we are.
You're so right, Josh, and you said at the beginning of this episode, you can't keep something unless you're willing to give it away, and you show up relentlessly, expecting nothing, but always giving. And so you're getting, because givers get. But the real givers don't give to get. You didn't show up with any expectations, and you just gave your heart, your time, your experience, your knowledge, your years of learning this. Like, you've been in TBM longer than anyone, but yet you show up every week as a student, losing yourself in the service, giving it away, and now it's all coming back. But what were you going to say to that?
Well, Josh made a valid point about being an asshole and showing up here and being the cool guy for all the viewers. And that instantly made me think, and I'm like, man, I know you guys all personally, and, you more intimate than I know Josh, but I'm pretty sure that fucking we're exactly how we are in front of the camera and off of the camera. And I appreciate that.
We know that about each other, but yeah, I didn't even think about it until I was saying that. But like our listeners, for all they know, I'm just as soon as the camera's off, I'm like fucking just a total ass. You know what I mean?
And they think I gotta be. Like second we quit recording, I'm fucking beating my wife and my kids.
He refers to himself.
This podcast would be nothing without me. You better be paying me soon too,
He refers to himself constantly in third person, like Joshua Carlson out.
I'm the tattoo guardian, motherfuckers. Do you notice? Hey, listeners, do you notice when they talk to me, they have to look up? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. You notice that?
but and I appreciate you telling people that like I showed up without expectation of getting paid because, and this is for the apprentices, right? Because I've noticed a lot.
Or is it for fucking everyone? Because you're not an apprentice and ain't been for years. But go ahead.
Well, yeah. So I've noticed a lot in a theme of like there's expectations or like, am I ready? Can I go on? Can I go on? Versus like, just fucking shut up and enjoy the process and get lost in the service of it with no expectation and just like ride that. And like you were saying it about one of ours, like you ain't heard nothing good, ain't heard nothing bad, but dial it up. Like I just believe in living in the dialing up.
Come on.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Just keep.
I almost hate it when an apprentice is like, hey, what almost like asking like, what next? Or what do I got? It's like, I hate it when they do that. It's like, well, you might have been this close to the finish line, but since you asked that, now fucking, like, you fucking put your nose to the grindstone and turn heads, and we ain't like forgotten about you. Like, we'll fucking take you to the next level when we deem you're ready, but don't fucking ask for it. You don't, and all our people know, just be ready. You don't know. We could be like, sending you to the next level tomorrow. You don't know. Just be ready. I never tell them nothing. Just get the fuck ready so that when I show up and be like, it's time to move to the next level, I'm going to, test you on this, that you're fucking ready. Don't come, And so that's why I like that, because you're actually just being about it. You're not doing it or biding your time so that you can get to the next arbitrary whatever. Right. No, you're fucking doing it. You're living it all in. And what I was telling that, apprentice did come up to me and was like, hey, what else do I need to? And I get different reports about apprentices. This particular one, I don't get any negative reports about him, but I don't get raving reviews about him either. He's just coasting good. Right. But some people will come to me. There's a few apprentices that are going so hard, it turns their heads and makes them come to be like, my God, this one's killing it. And so I told that dude, hey, you're doing great. But if anything, the good news, no one complains about you, but no one raves about you. So if I were you, keep doing what you're doing, but fucking turn it up.
Turn it up.
Turn some heads. Make people feel like they've got to come tell dad about you,
Yeah.
And that's what you do all the time, Hip.
Yeah, and I know I set out and said that, for the apprentices, but like I've got accolades. I've been places. My work can speak for itself. I'm not the best, but I'm also not the worst. But yet here I am still
a student
applying, a student mentality, trying to stay green and teachable and be willing to learn and do stuff. That's
real mastery. That's real mastery.
All the times that I came here and sat and gave and learned for free, that was time that I can never get back. But there was no expectation attached to that. But it's paying off because I was just in the process and was willing and learning.
And it was free both ways, because I also did not charge this man to join TBM. So he was able to take TBM as much as he wanted for free. But he was not only a student, but now crossed over into serving with me and pouring into everybody. And he's done that with me for a year and a half to 2 years for free. Yeah. And, and there was parts of me, and I was watching him, like, I was blown away by his faithfulness, his attendance, his support, Josh. Almost like, man, I had to, like, wait and make sure, like, what's really his motives? This guy just keeps coming to serve, and so I allowed time to go really almost to test him.
Sure.
And he fucking passed with flying colors. So I finally graduated him, acknowledged him last night, and some could argue he deserved that a fucking year ago. Whether he did or not, he stayed to the course until that day came, and it happened to be yesterday.
That's
so
awesome.
well deserved. Yeah.
Don't you enjoy, I mean, I just really enjoy being a student. I really love learning. So I'm always surprised when people are like, they want something so fast. They want to, you see those memes where people are walking up the stairs, they're skipping all those stairs.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never understood that because, like, if I'm interested in the subject,
Yes.
I want to immerse myself in it, right?
Right.
If I'm not interested, look the fuck out. I'm gonna lay down and go to sleep.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really, really enjoy the learning process. I've always been that way. I don't mind the homework. I don't mind,
Come on.
videos, books, whatever it takes. You know what I mean?
Come
I feel
on.
like HIP is, like you said, eternally a student. That's definitely me as well.
Yes.
But I also enjoy all of that so much,
Yes. Dude, I am not afraid of the man who knows how to throw 10,000 punches. I am afraid of the man that has practiced one punch 10,000 times.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For real. True mastery is the daily practice, the daily craft, the daily focusing on your craft, the daily being a student, right? True mastery is every day. It's that compounding effect. You guys both know, being into health and shit. We all know if I decided to hit the gym today and start working out, I could work my ass off, come home and look in the mirror and see zero results. We know I could go straight back to that gym tomorrow, work my ass off again, and go look in the mirror and see zero results. And oftentimes could be like, well, this shit don't work. I didn't jump the staircase. I tried to do something quick. But we also know just instead of me working out 4 hours and be like, this shit don't work, if I just commit to the compounding effect of 20 minutes a day, every day over time, we all know that my whole body will change and I will see results. But it came from being a student, applying it every day over time versus these big actions, right?
Yeah.
Faithfulness.
You've got to go all in.
Yeah. In faithfulness, day in and day out, the perseverance you have, especially even with me at TBM, as a brother with us on this podcast, your faithfulness, your determination, your consistency is admirable, And even on the days where I ain't feeling it, it's like, well, I fucking can't because HIP's going to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You guys are counting on me, and so it's even an inspiration. That's back to filling my cup on the days where I may be dragging ass. But come hell or high water, you and I both know, Josh, HIP's going to be there.
Oh, yeah. When I sign up, as soon as I, when I get on to, because I do this through Zoom to our listeners that aren't aware of that maybe, but I sign on and HIP is always the first face I see.
That's right. Yeah.
So he says we're not real intimate, but we pretty intimate, boy.
Yeah. Ooh, you're getting blush. You're getting a little blush.
I do
He
declare.
actually is getting blush.
Yes, I know it.
I do declare, Mr.
Carlton. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
So it sounds like things are going pretty fucking awesome for Tattoo Business Mastery then.
Oh my God, it really is. And it's been life-changing for all of us. I mean, and so for those of you who are curious, Tattoo Business Mastery is not just a one masterclass seminar where we show up and drop bombs on you and help you change or fix your life in a one masterclass. Nope. This thing called...
you just tell us to charge more and then fucking hang up the phone.
That's it. You're welcome. Just double your rates. Bye.
Stupid.
No.
I'm guessing somebody said this. It sounds to me like that. It sounds like it's on the nose.
Well, and that's the thing, and that was the beauty of hearing it from the students' hearts last night, because this TVM thing is a journey. Tattoo Business Mastery is entry level. The first course of this program is a 3-month long journey. we're real selective about who we pour into, who we take on, who we allow enter the gates. Not one student's in the class without having a one-on-one phone call with us. We vet everyone as they're vetting me to make sure they even like my ass, right? It's a two-way street, but we're real selective about who we bring into the gates. And we only take on 33 students at once from all over the globe, different walks of life. There are upper echelon badasses have been in the game for years, like yourself, Mr. Carlton, 33 years plus in the game, award-winning, fucking known all over the world. And then there's people that's only 3 years into the game and everyone in between. But at the end of the day, we as human beings, we as artists, are facing more of the same shit than not, just at different levels in our life. You know, so many people think, oh, I got these business problems. I got these problems in my business. When really, you don't have business problems nearly as much as you've got personal problems that show up and manifest in your business. Right? And so a big part of Tattoo Business Mastery, it's like a twofold journey. Yes, we cover the gamut on all things business. Hands-on, tactical business strategy steps, how-to steps. In the beginning, we map out you, your identity, your vision, who you are today, how you operate, what you're trying to build in your business, and we tailor, customize it for you and what you need in your life and your business today. And we cover the gamut on all things business, but it's deeper than that, because a whole nother part of this program is going inward. Because who cares if your bank account, you fucking make good money, you got a dope portfolio and all this shit out here. If you're dying on the inside, who gives a fuck? Who cares? I talk to dudes that are shop owners, own 4 shops. Their squad's great. Everything's great. But they're not.
Yeah.
Because something's off on the inside. And so everything out here is whatever's showing up in your life today is simply a manifestation of who you've been being on the inside. And so that's why a big part of this journey, we go and it's a lot of vulnerable internal work, which not everyone's ready for. It scares some artists away. This is when some artists be like, man, this shit just got too fucking woo. I thought we was going to talk about color blending, but you want me to look at me? Fuck. Yeah. Right?
I was going to ask about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's some matrix shit. Red pill or the blue pill. Do you really want to see that which you can't see? I.e., this program's designed to help reveal to you your own blind spots. The analogy I use is like an assassin in a movie. Everyone knows the assassin's power, like a sniper up on a roof somewhere. His power lies solely in remaining undetected, right? Mm-hmm. But the second that assassin is detected, boom, what happens? He loses all his power. He packs his shit up and runs away. Why do I use that analogy? Because a big part of Tattoo Business Mastery is helping you identify and discover, cultivate, and create your abundant life in every area of your life. The good news about your abundant life and abundance in your life, abundance in your relationships, with you at home, with your spouse, with your children, let alone your clients, let alone your relationship with yourself. The abundant life, and we've talked about it before, is way more than just money. But money follows the growth of that. As you grow into your own abundance, money does follow it. You know, the good news about your abundant life is you don't even have to create it. It's already been created. It's already here for you. The problem is what we've created is a shitload of limiting beliefs, blocking us from even being able to step into our abundant life, let alone to receive it. And that's what I call, i.e., your own limiting beliefs, i.e., your own spiritual assassins in your own head, your own heart, and your own business. Part of this program is help you once and for all identify your own spiritual assassins, your own limiting beliefs. And once you do, you do not have to war them, fight them, pray them away. The second they're identified, boom, they lose their hold. What remains is a truer, more empowered version of you. Now, when we implement business, we can actually get on with it, and your whole life can explode and change in such a short amount of time because we removed all the blockage and the shit that was holding you back, holding you back and causing you to shrink and play small unknowingly. Because most people's limiting beliefs do not show up in the form of limiting beliefs. To you, it shows up as your reality. It's always been this way with me. This is just how my town is. This is the way just my shop is. This is the way the economy here is. This has been this way my whole career. It always works out this way for me, right? It shows up as your reality. We at Tattoo Business Mastery are here to blow the lid off what's really possible for you and to help you to step into a totally new reality. This, my friends, is why it's a journey, and we go on a journey for 3 months. A byproduct of getting to be here, though, is the community, because the beautiful thing about this is all the beautiful relationships you get to build with other like-minded brothers and sisters, tattoo artists all across the globe, to have gone through. They become like brothers and sisters that'll have your back for life because of what you've all just gone through and grown through on such a rich, deep, and vulnerable level. And that's why, like, you walk through one door, all these other doors are made available to you. Not only is it a safe place and such a tight bond, but new relationships, new guest spots, new conventions, new products, new ideas, new support is birthed out of this program. Everyone is getting their lives back out of this deal and then some. And when you get to witness your new brother or sister experience a moment of transformation, a moment of breakthrough right before your very own eyes, boom, it furthers your transformation, and boom, it furthers mine, and boom, it furthers hips, and we all grow together, and magical shit fucking happens. It ain't for everybody, but for the right folks, it is life-changing. But not just for you, everyone in the group. That's why last night at graduation, there was just hours and hours of people sharing wholeheartedly how much their life has changed in such a short amount of time. And talk about an impact. Talk about the awe and wonder and the humility, because yes, I'm one of the teachers, yes, I'm one of the coaches, but I too have been a student the whole time. Like, you've witnessed how much I've learned. Like, we all, iron sharpening iron, we all fucking have been leveling up and growing together. It's made me a better man, a better coach. And you even witnessed last night, because the students had the courage to be so vulnerable and to play full on out, because that's when real growth happens, when we can all just keep it 100, you know. And out there, I get it. Out here, all you listeners out there in the world, everyone's fronting and flexing. Most of the world is reserved and cynical. There's so many people on the sidelines ready to talk shit about you for even trying to get on the court in the game and play. You know, most of the world's reserved and cynical. That's another reason why we started this in the Tattoo Guardians group, because we saw out there all the other tattoo Facebook groups are just lined up with motherfuckers ready to light you up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which serves no one. And that's why we've created the Guardians podcast. We've created the Guardians Facebook group. Safe containers for you guys to show up and be vulnerable and allow yourself to receive and get fed something that's actually going to serve you, because we know out there it may be hard to find.
Hurt people.
Signal to noise ratio.
Come on.
We definitely want to keep it more on the signal. Have you, if you don't mind if I ask a couple of questions here. So let's say you've got somebody taking TBM, and it changes their life. So now they're at their shop, and that's all they talk about, right? Because it's this new thing, and their life is changing.
Yes.
And so I've always been curious of what's going on with that dynamics in the background that you don't see. Have you noticed, maybe 1 year we'll make somebody up named Ryan takes it, and does Ryan bring other people next time, like people in the shop? Or did they go, hey, man, I've been hearing about this for a year. I'm interested. Like, do you get that? Do you get more people from the shops? Yeah. Every
time it takes one person, and I love it how it happens, because you would think I'd enroll the shop owner. He'd change and go back and all of his students. But it's usually like the mid or low guy on the totem pole at the shop that joins TBM.
They're hungry. They're hungriest to learn at the stage of their,
And for them to be able to afford it is like all their chips got to be in. They're not like the shop owner that could just throw money at this, and you know. But what happens is their life gets so set on fire, whether they go back and tell their people about it, it's evident in the fruit in their life, to where most heads start turning and like, man, what the fuck's gotten into you? Like, and it rubs off on everyone. Then they're like, well, I'll tell you what I've been doing. I've been in TBM. And it makes everyone else be like, my God, because of the fruit that we see in your life, I'm now interested. And then they'll come back to me with either other people at their shop or even their shop owner to join because of what they saw the impact of the one. So,
because the shop owner has to be loving it, because now, Ryan has turned the lights on in the shop. You know what I mean? And the environment has changed, and everybody's busy and doing the best work they've done in their career because they care. They've always cared so much, but they're understanding they have permission now to open that door. And so if I were the shop owner, I'd be stoked. I'd be calling you just to thank you, because
come on,
I got 3 guys now that I already was vibing with, but now it's just like energy in the shop, like the opposite of a mutiny. You know what I mean? Everybody just loves it.
You're so funny you bring that up, because we've got a good brother, a student who also a man who loves the podcast. His shop's in Reno, Nevada. I feel safe. I feel like I'd have his permission to just go ahead and share his name. So Mr. Mark Moots. My God, he's so fucking awesome. Love him so much.
Love you,
Mark. And Mark has been in transition of taking over ownership of the shop that he's worked at forever. In the past 2 years has been 2 years ago, the owner put Mark in charge, almost like, and if you do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to hand the keys over ownership to you, which is about to happen. Well, Mark joined TBM. He found us through the podcast. He loves the podcast. Man, I love that brother. He's been, again, I'm blessed by the students that's showing up. I mean, Mark's been such a blessing to us as we've served him. But my God, the caliber of people are coming here. I'm telling you, this is like a mastermind. But anyways, he shared last night that he had told the owner about this TBM. Well, again, the owner wasn't around and came back, because Mark, every week after TBM, he calls a shop meeting and he just serves all of his people what he learned last night with my permission, whatever, pouring into them like a real father, like a real leader should, right?
Yeah.
And so the guy comes in and was blown away. He was like, man, this is a completely different shop. Now, Mark first got scared because he redecorated without asking, thinking like he was maybe mad about that. But then the guy was like, the vision I've always had, the energy, the vibe in here is different. Everything is different in here. I can feel it. Like everything was different to the man. And he admitted to Mark, he said, when you told me you were joining this TBM class, I immediately thought that you had gotten scammed and signed up for a scam, and it's just a bunch of bullshit. And he said his bullshit meter was going off high about me.
Absolutely.
and TBM.
I can completely understand that.
Yep. Until he saw the fruit. And he said that owner came back to him yesterday and apologized to Mark for ever even thinking that, because he sees the tremendous change that has happened in his house. And it was just fucking beautiful.
Yeah, and think about it too, like as the shop owner, like Mark has changed the dynamics of the shop. So imagine a new artist that's amazing, that's looking for work. They're going to come in there because you can feel it. It's palpable. Like I talked about Las Vegas at the championship. You could feel the electricity in the air.
Yes.
I would assume that Mark's got this energy going in the shop like that. So,
yes.
He's attracting like-minded people to come. So it's just that team is just growing, and that light is just growing, and the shop is growing. Everybody wins here, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's fucking amazing.
And back to the money thing, because a big share with all the students, because it was the joke, because people think this is a scam or just be like, yep, this is just about raising your rates. The joke with that is everyone came on and shared and was like, well, even though I doubled or tripled my income, it wasn't even about that. Even though I'm now making more money than I've ever made in my life, believe it or not, this program isn't about that. And they actually shared the real things they got out of this program.
Right.
But because of those things, the money just fucking followed.
Right. Fucking beautiful.
Expansion.
And it's important to point out that it's not just a money grab for you. Like Matt vets each individual, because not everybody is TBM material.
Sure.
And I can appreciate that, because like that's working smarter, not harder.
Yes.
Right.
Because like, why try to fucking beat a dead horse?
Right. No, this is not just a money grab. This is a whole movement, and the three of us are a part of it. You know what I'm saying? We are literally creating a movement here of freedom for all, and it's still our hearts right now for the all to be tattoo artist, right?
Right.
And yes, our real reward is literally getting to help you change the trajectory of your life. This is part of our legacy. Like, man, the feeling that feels knowing that these lives have been changed, it's impacted their family. I mean, I get thank you notes from artist wives that it's even changed their marriage, right?
Sure.
That's
sure.
the real reward. That shit is priceless. But yes, we put a price tag to enter this program because, one, we're handing over 30 years of secrets and wisdom and knowledge, and we got you and Mr. Carlton. We're all pouring into them. We're pouring in our whole hearts for 3 whole fucking months. So, and we put some respect on it. I need you to have skin in the game, right?
Right.
So, yeah, we put a price tag on it. But it's our heart's desire to give you 100-fold what it cost you monetarily to be here, for you to get your fucking life back out of the deal. You know?
You got motherfuckers sponsoring other artists because they believe in it so much. Fucking
it's true.
Artists.
It's true.
Artists paying for booths at convention of artists that didn't think they could get to conventions. There was an artist that got his convention paid for the Evergreen convention from students from TBM just because they felt led to. Sending one artist to bury his grandfather when he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to. Another artist is battling the same issue with you, Josh. Like, he's got cancer. Everybody sends out positive vibes at the end of the class and dumps fucking money for him to help him live when those days come and he can't fucking.
We had another student that was in Russia when the war came, and we all gave to get her out and back to the
how
States.
good did that felt so good to be able to help her. To give, everybody gave so much, and so I'm staying connected with her, and she's such an incredibly gifted artist as well. I can't wait to see the future, man.
And so this is just example of what we're up to here is bigger than us, and it's bigger than just the tattoo you laid down, even though that's huge and what an honor and epic. But it's bigger than us, and everyone growing and expanding all got to become givers. And every week we found a need within the class and gave.
People are getting fired because of TBM. That's how dope it is.
Yep, there's a few folks that got fired. And they were so free. They weren't even normally without TBM, they'd have been anointed oh my God, what are we going to do? But they realized this was God weeding their garden for them and just uprooted them out of that whole field and is going to transplant them into fertile ground, surrounding themselves with people that are actually ready to grow in life. But they started to grow so much, the people around them is dude, we can't handle your light. Get out of here.
I think you've used the word freedom a couple of times in this, and I think that's a perfect word for it, because I think that us tattoo artists are so much more alike than we realize.
Come on, man.
When we talk about what we're going through and what we've been through, everybody has such a similar story. And just getting the freedom to get your life, the life you're supposed to be living, either back or even just getting it for the first time.
Yeah.
Right. And
that is priceless.
It's right back to not being your practice life, because, man, I can't tell you how many friends I got that fucking live for Fridays and fucking disregard every other day of the week and absolutely fucking hate when Monday shows up. They hate the gossip at work. They hate going into work almost as if they're being forced with a gun to their head to work that job. But us, we're nomadic. We can't be fired. We can move anywhere and open up shop and thrive. But that internal furniture needs to be rearranged to get us to see that big picture. And it forces people to get out of their comfort zones, and instead of taking those lashings from the boss and fucking slaving for him like you're working at fucking Whataburger, you actually harness your true power and be you know what? This isn't what I want to fucking keep wasting my time on. I want to be my own creator and designer of what my life looks like. And they get fucking fired, because if you're making me money, I don't want you having your own mind and being an individual. I want you to fucking keep slaving over for me.
You have your own thoughts. Yeah, exactly.
Right. You can have your own designs, just don't have your own thoughts.
But they were we're free.
Yeah.
Now to go and be.
They laughed about it. They laughed about getting fired and was happy.
And they're surrounded by 30 plus other artists and shop owners that they could go and fucking guest spot or have a job tomorrow,
Yeah, they're
You
not.
know.
They're going to be fine. Welcome to the next
Totally.
chapter in your life, the better chapter in your life.
Come on.
And the cool part about that is like now you've got these 30 plus individuals that you're completely aware that when you go there, they're already starting to fucking cancel all the bullshit that's been going on at their shop and start implementing these new ways of being
Right.
and how to fucking actually enjoy a work culture in a tattoo shop like it should be.
Yeah.
So you're already moving into a place that's going to be better than where you just came from.
Yeah, and now we get to see. I probably for the first time ever, I'm hearing a huge meetup at my show at Evergreen. Right?
You are,
So
because a lot of
this
TBM
is history
students.
in the making. Yeah.
It is.
How fucking cool is that?
I know it.
What have you been declaring on TBM? You might as well just throw it out here.
The first live ever Tattoo Business Mastery live in the flesh event. I'm declaring for it to be this October 2022. Declaring it right now. I don't know the how, but
Right.
it's going down. You know.
Then it is.
Yeah.
you
So be it.
Right.
Love
awesome.
it. For all you listeners, hopefully by now you realize we're here to serve you, and that what you want wants you, and that there's help for you out here everywhere. But even just right here, there's so much help here for you through Tattoo Business Mastery and through Joshua Carlton's seminars. Like just being a student in Tattoo Business Mastery and then having the honor to maybe join Joshua Carlton's seminar, which he has, we haven't gone public yet. Do you mind if
Right.
I share kind
No,
of?
not at all. Not at all. Yeah.
Okay. So Josh is finally going to serve a greater audience, because right now he does take one-on-one clients.
Right.
But now he's opening a container to take just the top 20 to pour into you everything he knows about tattooing that is life-changing for you as a tattoo artist. Your technical ability, your approach, your thought process behind it, all of it. I mean, he goes deep with you. So even right here, you need growth. You want to know what you don't know. You need breakthrough in your life. You've been jaded. You've lost your fire. You've lost your why, whatever the case may be, between Tattoo Business Mastery and all things, everything Joshua Carlton knows. Right there, those two things will change your life and your career for fucking ever. Do you really want to grow? Do you really want help? Are you really sick and tired of being sick and tired? There is help here for you right here.
And I'm sure it's probably a fucking heavy vetting process as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally calling it. They're like, "What is it?" It's like it's literally everything I know. I always say learn from my mistakes, so I'm calling it everything I know. And heavily vetted. This is definitely not for everybody. I'm not teaching anybody to tattoo from the ground up. This is not. This is advanced. I'll just you've got to be.
You can't feed a
You've gotta
baby
really-
steak.
Yeah, you know what I
Right.
mean. But the right people. I've been doing it one-on-one. It's been really successful. I'm extremely fortunate that the emails I get every day as well, like for the classes that I've done that have helped people.
Yeah.
But I have been thinking about like taking advantage of the technology through Zoom and seeing if we could do it as a group, because
Yes.
I love the group vibe, right? I
Yes.
love the feeding off of each other, because you don't know what you don't know, like you said.
Yeah.
And once we start that ball rolling and we can kind of work off of each other and with each other,
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. So only 20 seats are going to be available.
Yeah.
I don't have an exact date yet, but if you're interested, definitely message me, and let's get on a phone call together and go from there.
Man, it's gonna be huge. And under the sound of our voice, you've heard it here first. My prayer for you is that you say yes to you and bet on yourself again. And then I hope Joshua will consider you to take you on. And if he so does, you're one of the luckiest people in the industry. But help is here for you, for sure. And that's what, again, I'm like, today, this is a celebration day. we're celebrating so many lives changed just last night. Your life changed again. Josh's life changed by deciding he's going to help change other people's lives. I mean, guys, we are fucking serving with our whole hearts, and I couldn't be more honored and more proud of you guys and proud of us.
Thank you.
And what we're up to. And I'm just pleading with you guys. You're not alone. You're not alone.
Yeah, like
But
I said,
it
we
will
think a
take
lot
courage.
more alike. Yeah,
That's
we think
right.
a lot more alike. We're all in this together. You're definitely not alone. I mean,
Yeah.
Matt has shown me how important it is, to serve, and I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Come on, man. And that's how even this podcast started, is because Hip and I took Carlton's seminar, and our minds were blown. And I could stand to take it 10 more times. Like, if you get to be taught by Josh one-on-one or in a group setting, get ready for your life to change and your mind to be blown. And it impacted Hip and I so much, in our relationship deepened with Josh in that one seminar with him, that it led to this podcast. Right?
So you could be doing podcasts with Josh too.
Well, but the point is,
Everything I know.
that's right. Josh has got 7 podcasts, 1 a day.
Does the man ever quit?
Yeah. But the point is, you walk through one door, so many others are made available to you. And I want to acknowledge you guys. It takes courage to reach out to us. It takes commitment to pull the trigger and to bet on yourself again. But by doing that, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. By saying no, whoosh, you just cut yourself off from the flow of any possibilities. Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? But you have to apply this thing called courage. What's the magic word, Hip? Help. And that takes humility. That takes courage. And again, I admire. It's one thing for a tattooer just 3 to 5 years in to ask us for help and take tattoo business mastery.
Right.
But the shop owners who've been in the game 30 years, that own 4 shops, the Joshua Carltons of the world, that apply the humility to still be a student and know that I too, there are things that I don't know. Because Joshua was a student at TBM, but the caliber of person that he is, the artist that he is, but also the student and the humility, even opened up more possibility in his life, in mine, in yours. And so this is simply an invitation. But I want you guys to know that we live this. We're not asking you to do anything that we don't do and haven't done.
Right.
And
I like to remind people too, like, I'm very fortunate. I fully understand my privilege as far as people sending me free equipment and everything, hoping to work with me. I always like to remind people that I paid full price.
Yes.
Because I had, like you said, that's part of what it was, skin in the game.
That's
what
it.
I mean? And I had no issue with that. In fact, my wife was in my corner more than anybody when I told her about it.
Man.
She was like, I've said this before, but she was like, I think she felt the calling. She's like, I think you should do this.
Man, what an honor.
And so, I didn't just get it for free because I'm Matt's buddy or anything like that. I paid full price.
That's
and
right.
Would happily do it again. So.
My own mentor, Brian Brenner, just joined for the next round. He's my dude. He's my mentor. I probably owe him money from fucking years ago. But I'm charging him full price.
Yeah, that's part of it,
It's the principle. But you'll understand, because the things I teach you how to put proper value on yourself. So I would be robbing you of that lesson if I didn't do it too.
Exactly, yeah. I always like it when I hear somebody. It's like, well, who is this Matt? Who is he? It's like if I judge a tattoo contest, it's like, who is he to say who's the best? Or, why is he the judge?
Yeah.
Who is Matt to tell me how to live my? But then they're like, oh,
Right.
You don't know what you don't know.
That's it. And I think people are surprised at the vulnerability and the humility of how we serve. Because we don't just show up and talk down to people or preach. Nope, we roll our sleeves up and get in the mud with you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I think there's just, because there are people that scam, we see that shit every day, and so it's easy to be guarded, as you should be be for sure.
Yep.
But I see the talk online, and sometimes where people are like not sure, but the testimonials far outshine any of that.
Yes, big time. I mean, just humbling, so humbling. I couldn't be more grateful and more honored that we get to serve. Like you said in the beginning of this episode, to give it away.
Give it
You know what
away,
I'm
give it
saying?
away, give it away now.
Man, you got bars.
Thank you. They took
Man.
that from me.
I gotta admit, the short sleeve hoodie
Yeah.
is a look I've never seen you rock before, dude. I can't believe you didn't just blow the doors all the way off.
Well,
on that.
no, the doors already came blowed off. This is a drop top.
He didn't just Riley Smith it.
I know it. I know.
Riley puts on a shirt and it just like fire comes out somehow and the sleeves are,
And you know,
I
I
watched-
have been Riley Smithing it because I've been wearing my Russian tuxedo the last
fuck
few
yeah.
days.
I'll never forget. I was at a show and somebody came up and met Riley and they were excited to meet him. And he's like, "Hang on a second." He ran over to his booth and grabbed one of a shirt from their shop and gave it to Riley. And Riley immediately opened it up, whipped his own shirt off, put the guy's shirt on, but then just went wham and just ripped the sleeves off. And the guy with like the look on the guy's face, he like just ripped his shirt. You know what I mean? But that's what that's how he wears them. But man,
Yeah.
that look on that guy's face was priceless. It was amazing.
Yes. Oh my God, I love it. Love it.
Speaking of shows, I'm so glad to be able to start traveling again and just get out there, man. I'm so ready. So ready. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. We'll all be at Evergreen this year. What a blessing. What an honor. I have the honor of teaching 2 seminars there. Huge
Hell
honor.
yeah.
Thank you,
Hell yeah.
Josh. Thank
Absolutely.
you, Nicole.
We're so excited.
This too has like been a bucket list for me. I've dreamt about getting to teach at Evergreen ever since it existed, and it's just now finally coming to fruition. I couldn't be more honored, you know. And just, you know, Josh, we're going to show up in full on whole heart service mode and join you and lighten the path at Evergreen in every way we can, even if it's over the turkey sandwiches in the break room. We're going to be blessing folks, aren't we? Yeah.
Right.
You know, man, so that's huge. We're all
Dude,
going
I
to be
just-
at Hell City, right?
I'm stoked. I just always love landing and riding the coastline. It's almost like a ritual to me. And then like kicking it and dicking off with Jeremiah and like setting
Right.
everything up. Like it's just fun and hanging out with Ed and fucking Nicole and Aaron, all the apprentices, and just fucking dicking off the whole time.
And we're at a
It's
different hotel
fun.
now too. It's like on the river. It's awesome. It's around like a ton of places, tons of food. Tons
Are you
of,
saying a
like-
different location than?
No,
than
just the
last?
hotel.
Oh, okay.
Is this
Just
where
the
the
hotel. Yeah.
the meet and greet's gonna be? Like
yeah.
before
yeah.
the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could stay. I mean, you could stay in wherever you're staying, but if you happen to be at the actual host hotel, we put it in we basically put it in a location that we felt like is just more around for everybody. Tons
Dope.
of food and stuff to do. So excited about that.
Very nice. Very nice.
So good.
Yeah.
So for all you artists that listen today, hopefully you were encouraged, you were inspired. Hopefully you realize there's more outlets and accessibility to your fingertips than what maybe you thought before this episode. For those of you that are listening to us, follow us, and don't even have a Facebook account, you're all on Instagram, which I get it. But you should know on Facebook we have a group just for you artists, a support group called the Tattoo Guardians Facebook group. My pit bull's going off up there if you can hear him barking. So if you're not in the Tattoo Guardians Facebook group, we'd like to just go ahead and invite you. The only pre-qualification is that you're actually a tattoo artist and not a total asshole.
Aw.
So that's one. And even if you're a total asshole, come on. Because
Well, only off camera.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. 'Cause I think we're going to love it out of you anyways.
Gray wash that.
Man. And like every week, please write us. Again, if you want considered in Carlton's everything he knows about tattooing, I suggest you now that the cat's out of the bag, look the fuck out, Josh. I'm happy
Yeah,
for
I'm
you,
only-
and I
I'm
almost
only-
feel bad because
Yeah, I'm only taking 20, so I'm gonna have to be really really picky. There's not a lot of
Fuck yeah.
space.
Fuck.
This isn't to put anybody down, but obviously we want to leave tattooing better than we found it, so we want to pick the right people.
That's
sure.
right. And it's not the only time he's going to do it. So, and we don't know what it looks like, whether he's going to offer it 4 times a year or whatever.
Yeah, it's hard to
but-
say.
Yeah. So beautiful. Congratulations, Hip.
Yeah,
on
9
being
years,
adopted, right? Getting to tattoo your father. Congratulations on graduating TBM and becoming an official coach of TBM. Congratulations on 9 fucking years clean. And congratulations on impacting the whole fucking tattoo industry with us just by you being you. We fucking love you, man.
I love you guys.
Love you. 9
Mr.
years.
Carlton,
Wow.
you steady fucking rule. Every day, all day. I mean, this man right here has totally lit the path in the midst of the dark. I mean, whatever excuses people got and they ain't feeling it, this man's been battling his life, this whole journey since this podcast existed, and he's here faithfully, showing up, pouring in, teaching students, showing up to TBM, teaching, running Evergreen. Like, this man is fucking lighting the path and such inspiration. Josh, we just fucking, I love and adore you, and you inspire me and give me permission to keep going because you do. And so thank you, man.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
My God. That's our time for the day, fellas.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome.
We love all you guardians. Keep expanding, lighting the path, reaching out to us. Hopefully you know our hearts are here to love and support and to help you grow. Let's expand and grow together. Like Hip always says, there ain't no ceiling here, and this definitely ain't your practice life. Thanks for tuning in faithfully every week. We'll see you next week.